Good evening. Welcome to .programming.com. Uh, this is my blog through which you can learn more about programming languages like C, C++, C Sharp, VB.NET, Java, etc. So today I'm talking about logical operator in C language. So please write down into your notebook about logical operator. In this operator we will cover what is the logical operator. So definition of the logical operator, please write down. Perform logical operation such as and, or, not. Operation. And return either true as well as false value. Perform logical operation such as and or not operation and return either true and false value. In the C language we have 1 for true and 0 means false. So in the output we will get 0, either 0 or 1 in the case of logical operator. So some of logical operators are: first is unary operator, second one is binary operator, third is also binary operator, double AND. Unary operator means not operator. Double binary operators means double AND and double OR operator. Logical NOT you can say, and logical AND, and last one is logical OR operator. If you know about the digital programming, then you can easily understand about that, because the truth table of the logical operator are define the output of the following inputs. So if we have two inputs in AND gate, so what is the priority? First of all I would like to share about priorities. Unary operator priority is 1, binary logical AND is a 2, and binary logical OR is 3. Other definition applied on applied in between relational operators output. The line is too much complicated, but if we take some example on that, you will understand better. So take a simple example: a equals to 3, b equals to 4, c equals to 4, d equals to 5. A is not equals to b double and b is not equals to c. So here double and apply between two relational operators output. So the first output of the relational operator is true, either true and false. So applied in between relational operators output, that is the mean of the line. So a is not equals to b, a and b is not equals to that means of true. B is not equals to c, so it's a false, because b and c are the equal. So according to the conditions it give false, and double and operator give false as a output. True and false, double and operator gives false as a output, because in the case of double and operator all value must be true for true as a output. So the output of this question is false. Logical. So talk about AND operator, logical AND operator. If both conditions are true, if both conditions are true, and you can say all conditions are true, then gives 1 as a output. Okay, if both, or you can say all conditions are true, then gives 1 as a output, otherwise written false. If any one conditions become false, it means you get false as a output. For true, must all conditions are 1, it means to true. A equals to 3, b equals to 4, c equals to 4, and d equals to 5. It's an example of logical AND operator. A is not equals to b double and b is not equals to c. A is true and the false, so output becomes false because one condition is false. Another example: a is not equals to b double and c is double equals to b. Both conditions are true, so return true as output. In the case of logical OR operator, only one conditions becomes true for true result. If any one condition has true, then return true, I mean to say 1, otherwise return false. A equals to 3, B equals to 4, C equals to 4 and D equals to 5 is the same example. A is not equals to B is a true, and C is not equals to B is not equals to B is double equals to C, then gives true or false. Return true as output, because the one condition is true, then gives true in the output. Another one example is A is not equals to B, C is double equals to B, both are true, then gives true. A is double equals to B or C is double equals to D, both are false, then gives false as output. So according to the definition, if any one condition has true, then return true as output, and any one conditions, all conditions are false, then return false as output. So must to check in Turbo C compiler and writing the program in Turbo C editor. A equals to 3, B equals to 4, C equals to 4 and D equals to 5, and the another variable E to hold the output. So A is not equals to B and double, and B is double equals to C. What is the output? A is not equals to B, it means to true, and B is double equals to C, it means to true. Both are true. In the case of AND operator, if both conditions are true, then return true in the output. So the output of the C is 1. Oops, D is assigned and never used. Compile it's a warning, run it. Yeah, the output is 1. If A is not equals to B, the condition is true. B is not equals to C, then condition false, so return false as output, that means of 0. OR operator, A is not equals to B, B is not equals to C, one condition is true and second condition is false, so return true in the output, because OR operator, in the case of OR operator, only one conditions have to true. A equals to A not equals to A, B is not equals to C. What is the result? In the case of NOT operator, B is not equals to C, B and C are the equal, so return false. But in the case of NOT operator, invert the operator, invert the output. So here we give false, but not operator change the output, so output is true. B is not equals to C. Yeah, but B and C are the equal. Not equal, change the invert the output. So by the not operator you can change the output. Okay, so output of B is not equals to C is 0, but change by the invert operator, that is not operator. Logical not operator. Invert the output not equals to true, then return false as output. Not equals to false, return true in the output. Logical tables and operator. Output. If both condition are condition of false, then false. 0 as output, 0 as output, 0 as output, and 1 as output in the case of AND. Means all conditions are true, then return true as output. OR operator, what is the result of two input bit is 00. In the case of both input are 0, then return OR output. It returns 0, 0 1 1, 1 0 1, and 1 1 is a 1. It means if any one condition is true, then result is 1. In the case of NOT operator, in which we have to only one input, then invert the output by the NOT operator. 0 it means once, and 1 it means 0. Thank you very much for watching this video tutorial about a logical operator.